Hey guys, back out here on Clarine, I believe is the name of this car. Clarine or Clarine? I'm going to have to text that lady I bought it from and ask her. Just to be sure, I told her I'd keep the name with the car. You can see I've got my wiper arms on here. I've got my wipers working. If you want to change a wiper motor on one of these cars, this wiper valance, or whatever you want to call it, this panel has to come out. You have Phillips screws through here, kind of self-explanatory. Got one on each side there. They're slid up. This piece is actually slid up into some clips under this trim. Pop it down. Of course, you'll have to take your arms off if they're on there, and this piece, which is again self-explanatory. It's got a little old nut here, kind of like a wiper switch or an old radio knob or something. So pull all that off, get this piece off. You've got four clutch type, what do you call those things? It's like a clutch bit, you know, it looks like an oval. That's the screws that are in these. And I ended up actually having to drill the heads off and knock them through with a punch. But I was tired of wasting time. I fought with them, spent $30 because I couldn't find my other clutch drive bit. So I had to go by AutoZone and buy a 150 piece set that had 3 of those bits in it. And it still didn't do me no good. So that, you know, it is what it is. But if you're having some trouble out of your wiper motor, I actually took this thing apart and cleaned it up, put new grease in it. I don't think I really done any good, but the middle position, you've got 3 positions there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's actually 2 wires going to the center position on that harness. Of course, this is your wiper motor harness, and you've got a washer under there. If yours has a washer on it, there's a washer harness under there too. The center position's hot, and the 2 outer positions are grounds. You can run you a hot straight from your battery over there. Make sure, if you don't have an ohm meter, I mean, you can check and make sure you've got power coming to the harness. Just pull it loose, turn the switch on, and check and make sure you have 12 volts. Of course, the switch controls the ground. It doesn't control the hot. So this one's a 2-speed. I think some of these 59s came with a 1-speed wiper motor. So your harness may be a little different, but whichever position has 2 little wires going into the same prong. I hope that makes sense to some of y'all. That's going to be your hot. And like I said, your other one's the ground, or your other 2's the ground. So what we done, I took this thing apart, I cleaned it up, I put new grease in it. It still didn't want to come on. My dad kept kind of, you know, touching the wire to the ground, and it finally started working. So it's possible that I could have just ran me a hot and a ground over here, and you've got a ground strap that's coming off this as well to the firewall. I probably could have just ran me a hot and a ground over here and kind of kept arcing it off and maybe got it working, but who knows. I did sand quite a bit of rust out of this thing. They was looked almost like a dirt dauber nest. I don't know how in the world that could actually get into the wiper motor. It could have just been dried up grease. But anyway, I've got the wipers working. I'm proud of that. I don't know that these arms are correct. They actually came off of like a 60-something model Buick Wildcat. So I got the switch out of a 60 model Buick Electra, and I took the wiper arms off of several different vehicles. Some 50s model Oldsmobiles, Buicks. I just had a whole handful of wiper arms. I think I might have showed y'all those in the other video, but these here actually went on the car. They seem to work well. I had another set, and I actually bent them to make them work right, and then I looked and seen I had these, and they're actually kind of bent down there exactly where I would have bent the others, if you can see what I'm talking about. So those are working good. I've just got to get me some actual wiper blades for them. This one's new. I don't know how in the world that one ended up with a new blade on it, but either way, I'm going to buy 2 new ones. Of course, all you can do is buy sets anyway. So that's where I'm at on it. This old car runs and drives so good. I love this car. I really enjoy it. I've had probably nicer stuff, but I don't think I've ever had anything as cool as this thing. This old car is super cool. Every time I drive it, somebody seems like they make a Ghostbuster car comment. Of course, this is nothing like a 59 Cadillac hearse. But anyway, people seem to enjoy the car. They seem to like it. it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Unless, again, somebody has more money than they have sense, I would sell it, but it's not for sale, if that makes any sense. Here's Tim Dixon's truck. Like I've told y'all before, we've redone all the brakes, the hoses, the rear shoes hardware, the front calipers, the pads. The rotors look good. They're a little rusty where they've just been setting, but they look, you know, fairly good. They feel good. Dropped the fuel tank today, and Tim Dixon needs to buy a lottery ticket. He has the best luck with gas tanks. Every one I pull off for myself is rotted, rusty, nasty inside. I've always got to buy new tanks. Everything I've worked on for Tim, the tanks look like a brand new one. So this tank looks great. It's very possible that everything Tim gets had maybe sat a little longer and it had good gas in it, not the ethanol gas. I really believe that ethanol gas breaks down a whole lot quicker than the old gas, and it really hurts these metal tanks. Anyway, all that aside, the sending unit that he got was the wrong one. It's a 2-line, not a 3-line. This one's going to need a return. So we got to get the right sending unit, get the fuel tank back on it, get this thing started up, running, make sure the motor's going to be all right, and then we're going to jump on the water pump, belts, hoses, all that crap, put a new master cylinder on it, get this thing running good. The transmission's pouring fluid, so we're going to have to address the transmission leaks. I'm sure he doesn't mind a little drip or two, but that looks like a pretty serious leak. So we're going to try to address that, and we tightened the column up on it today. I wish I could have done a video on that, but my dad actually done it. Of course, you know, most of y'all have probably had a truck at some point where the tilt, you know, it was just wobbly. So anyway, Dad took all that apart, got all that tightened up. Somebody had been in the column before, kind of had some janky stuff going on, but he's got all that straightened out. So again, just getting the fuel system going through, all the hoses, the sending unit, the tank, get some good gas in this thing, a new fuel pump, and fire it up, see how this motor runs before we go any further. All right, that's where I'm at. Just wanted to let y'all know I did get the wipers working. Maybe if some of y'all are having some trouble out of your wipers, you can kind of try what I told you. Maybe it'll help one of you. Y'all have a good one. I got to get in here. It's mine out to cook. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.